Soon to come to hopefully a theater near you, if not a DVD near you. It's going to be a history, a biography, a documentary about a young man who grew up in this area and traveled many paths to get where he is today. And he's hoping by telling his story that he's going to help not only young men, but families and young ladies too. And I am talking about the one and only, the legendary, rocked this place and shook it hard, coming up as a young boy, Jasper Sanks. Thank you so much for being with us.
Absolutely, it's
and
an honor.
Thank you, yes, coming from Houston and making sure that you're on the Dee Armstrong show today. Wow, what a story your life has been, and you're such a young man. That's just not even half your life. You have the rest of your life to go. But let's go back to your stories. You grew up in Columbus. What was it like?
I grew up in the south side of Columbus, Georgia, in Baker Village, and it was tough. My parents both worked 12-hour jobs, so we was kind of home alone a lot, and kind of the environment we grew up in was really tough back then.
Even though you had parents who loved you and they told you one thing, you had friends in the community that might have been pushing you another way?
Absolutely, absolutely. That's what's the case. The environment, based on the stuff that was going on during that time back in the late 80s and 90s in the south side of Columbus, Georgia. You know, being from Columbus, a lot of people know that it was a lot of drug infested and gangs and a lot of stuff to deal with during that time. And
you were given a dream early in life that you were athletic and that you don't have to live in Baker Village. You can move forward. When did you know, I got it?
I have to say junior high school when I really knew I had it. Junior high school, I was so much bigger than, so much athletic, so fast, excelled at every sport. That's when I really knew I had a gift.
You had accolades. You were winning trophies and competitions.
It was crazy. In junior high, I lost one football game in 2 years. And in basketball, I also lost one game in 2 years. And in track, I had all the records, shot, disc, long jump. It was just...
So what was that like? The whole city is looking at you. The country's looking at you because everybody's thinking, well, you know, when he gets ready, we want him. How was that for a boy coming from the projects without a whole lot, and now all of a sudden you're the focus of attention?
It happened so fast, Dee. It was so much pressure to be under. Because, I mean, I never experienced that type of attention, and it was tough for a young kid to have to endure, especially not having training to deal with that type of attention.
Let me ask you this, just from a parent's point of view, did you ever sit down with your dad and say, Dad, help me, I'm in trouble, help me, I need to know how to deal with these folks?
Absolutely. My dad and mom, they did the best job any parent could do. But you know, once we get a certain age, we feel like we have it. We know it, I got it under control. That was my favorite saying. It's like my parents saw what was going on, but during the time, I felt like I had it under control. I really did. And the real deal is I took it for granted. You know, I always got away with everything. Being so good in sports, in junior high and high school, I got away with everything. So I think that kind of tainted me. That athleticism and then all that attention kind of also tainted me, but I was full responsible for everything that happened.
So you went from Rothschild, you went to Carver, star athlete. Now you're in college. What happened?
Well, the first thing that happened was in high school, I didn't make my SAT scores. So I was kind of in the crossroad. But luckily, I met a coach named Coach White at Fork Union Military Academy. And he kind of was following my story. And they came in and he talked to me about not going to junior college, but coming to this prep school. Well, this prep school was in Fork Union, Virginia. It was about $18,000 for 9 months. So my parents didn't have the money for that, but unfortunately they gave me a huge scholarship and I was able to go to that school, got my SAT scores, and then I went on to the University of Georgia in the 98-99 season.
Now you're big man on campus, the whole country's looking at you, but you still have that Baker Village, that South Side contingent that's pulling on you. So what happened mentally?
Mentally, it was tough. It was tough. It was like kind of like I was playing both sides of the fence. You know, I never could shake it. And I didn't want to be that guy that kind of turned his back on the environment he grew up with or some of the guys he grew up with.
So even though you know I'm going to say homies, your homies are not good for me, but I have an attachment to them. And I don't know if I want to deal with telling them goodbye, huh?
Right, right. And I felt like I was keeping the two separated at times, but at times I knew I wasn't. And it was like my parents were constantly in my ear telling me, hey, Jasper, you need to tighten up. You need to leave home, and just stay away from the guys. But like I said, I took it for granted.
Wow.
I took it for granted.
So you took that part of that mentality with you, and what did you do at Georgia State that got you into trouble?
What got me into trouble was smoking marijuana at University of Georgia. Wasn't any missing class, wasn't not working hard on the field. That was the main thing that got me in trouble. I took that for granted. That was one of the mistakes that hunted me at the University of Georgia. And that was the main reason, one of the main reasons I think I didn't get an opportunity to go to the next level.
Wow. What would you say to young fellas that are watching now? Because that is the story. We heard MC Hammer say that. He was a multi-millionaire, but he took a contingent of about 20 people from the hood with him, and he said, I should have left them there, but I couldn't do it. What would you say? And you were kind of in that situation.
Keep God first, listen to your parents, and you gotta know that sometime in life you gotta make a decision that's gonna be the best for you. So you know the right decision. So forget about what your friends gonna think or what they're gonna say. You know the right decision to do. Stay away from drugs. That's the first thing. The second thing is to stay into your books.
Okay, how about this one from a mama's point of view? Listen to your mama.
Listen to your mom, that's it. Absolutely, absolutely.
And now you're the father of two, and you're in Houston. How are things going?
So blessed, so blessed too. What I went through made me the best man I could be today. I'm very content with my life now. I'm very blessed.
Wow, do you ever look back and say, I coulda, woulda, shoulda, or are you through with that?
I used to, but right when I graduated from college in 2010, and got into the oil field, I forgot all about it. You know, I accepted the man I was.
You find that sweet young thing, and
absolutely,
and you said, now I got something else to think about.
I married my college sweetheart.
Wow.
Absolutely. She was with me through day one, and she helped me get through all the stuff that I went through. Because being a female athlete, you know you're done after college. So with that mindset, it was easy for her to help me transition into, hey, what happens, happen. Let's get up, dust yourself off, and move forward.
Excellent, excellent. Well, you've got a great producer that's doing your documentary. And what are your dreams where do you want this to be, the outlets for it?
I actually want this to be the DVD that all of the high school coaches, college coaches throw in so the players can see, to look at this. You know, although I didn't make it, but I want this to be the DVD to show you what not to do, and also the DVD to show you what to do when you do face adversity, or when you do miss your opportunity. Excellent. And that life sometimes has pitfalls in it, but that doesn't mean it's the end. It's not the end. Jasper, thank you so much for taking the time. I am just elated. I'm just so proud that someone's willing to be just as transparent as you are and to say, I'm going to share my story to help somebody else. And I wish you more kids and more success. Okay, all right. We'll be right back after this. It's the Dee Armstrong Show.